All right, we've got a no cooling call here at a house. Looks like they're getting a new fence put in. The house we have, looks like we've put 2 out of the 3 in. So the big one over there is the bottom main floor heat pump. He says it is not cooling, so we need to find out why. Let's take a couple toys in there and look at it. Okay. Well, I can see right now this thing's had water management problems. I can see that black piece right there that is supposed to be switched over to put right here for right discharge. Tell you what, you know, if you just about have to do everything yourself to get it done right. You have to stay right behind your guys. It's impossible. And that fuse is blown. So let's see if we can figure out why. All right. So, as I always do in this case, I'm going to take the little short Pro tool. Stick it on here first. Oops. Well, the fan started coming on. So what I'm going to guess will happen is one of the contactors is going to engage, and that's when it'll trip. So the fan is running now. Got no problem with that. Either that contactor there for the strips or the outdoor unit contactor 1. I'm just guessing. It's probably going to be what's causing it. Sometimes the fuse will blow for seemingly no reason, but that's not usually the case. There's usually going to be a reason for it. And that's just what I'm guessing it's going to be. It's usually that one. I don't know why. They're both cheap Chinese-made contactors. Looks like that winding is rough. Yep. Okay. So, one quick way we can find that out, it may have been the outdoor contactor. But what we can do, all right, so unhooking it, reset the short tool, and I took the white out of the mix. So that contactor will not engage. I've got it in the heat mode and it's far enough behind even though this was actually a no cooling call during the day, and then last night it got cool enough in the house that he said I tried the heat and the heat didn't work either. So if we give this a minute to see if we get the outdoor unit or not, this line will get hot. If the outdoor unit's running, and I do believe I feel it running already. So that tells us this contactor here, you can look at the windings on that coil. I don't know if that looks normal or not, but it doesn't look good. And yeah, this line is certainly warm now. So the heat pump is definitely running outside. Okay. So all we got to do is replace this contactor and we'll be in business. If you don't have one of these, get one. They're way cool. Power off. I'm gonna put this in it. Probably also made in China, but hopefully it'll be a little bit better. So, I'm not going to say these Trane air handlers are the very easiest to work on, but once you get to know them, they're not too bad. Get out, there we go. There we go. Okay. Looks like the old air handler had two power sources. So we just dead-ended that one, the extra one. All right. Bunch of black and red wires. Boy, this is only 10 kW. Sure does have a lot of wires. This little Klein 27N1 or whatever it is, ratcheting stubby, so it's too short and my other one's too long. So it's one of those times where if I was like you guys that carried the whole tool bag with me, I could have came up with a better better tool. I have to dig that screw out I just dropped in a minute too. Dang, I'm dropping everything today. But I do have some medium-sized nut drivers, length, you know. And then I got some standard ones and some longer ones. I'll tell you, these snap-on stay-cons, they go on to stay on. I know that screw, there it is, went down there. Yeah, these little cheapos fail quite often. So, I'll put that back in about the same manner that we got it out in. And 2 reds on the bottom. So this thing here, the only bad thing about it, it ain't magnetic. So it's a neat little ratcheting deal, but you know, we all get used to our magnetic tools, and then when one of them is not, it just makes us want to throw it. And that definitely is what I want to do with that one. Okay. Well, this thing takes a 5/16 bit on one side and a 1/4 inch bit on the other side, so that's actually 2, 4, 6, and then whatever that is, I guess that would be 7 in one. And there's probably something else it does that I don't even know about, I'm guessing. Okay, so let's put the reds on first. And the blacks go here. This black with the white stripe. Then the 2 whites. Okay. All right. Must have dropped that screw too. That's a lot to go under a blue wire nut right there. I think I'm going to take this orange off this red. It only has 3. Use this orange one to get these whites. I don't think it needs but one of those whites because it's staged. Well, no, it would need one for each bank, I guess. But they're both going to one contactor. There's another one. Okay, and always reach under here and feel these bottom high voltage wires that go to the contactor. Because when you're fighting with this big bracket here, a lot of times they like to come loose. And I've got this extra high voltage wire here that we just didn't want to pull out of the breaker. Should have just taken it all the way out, but they're both going into the air handler, so we just capped it off. Let's reposition everything. Where it's in good shape. Now we'll put the door back on and flip the breaker. All right, so I didn't want to risk being too confident, so I went ahead and turned it back on. The contactor is in. I heard it click. Blower's running, and the fuse is not blowing. So now we can put the door back on. All right, she's running. So get out of here. Neat little Coleman lantern. show this to the homeowner and unfortunately have to tell him that Trane puts cheap Chinese made contactors on the heat strips and that it's a common failure. All right, so, boy, that's nice. Little John Deere. Looks like the fence is going to be pretty nice too once they get it up. So, he said he'll see me in May. So we come up here once a year in the spring and service everything once it's warmed up, and we've cleaned that old thing there out a couple times, washed it out, and the Goodman just keeps on going. And that's the little 1.5 tons for the bonus room. But anyway, simple repair. Let's go to the next one. Thanks for watching.